Hello, everybody. Welcome
Hello, everybody.
to Build, Fly, Go.
Welcome.
So this is an interesting flight. Oshkosh AirVenture is not happening this year. Usually, myself and a bunch of other local pilots will buy airplane oil at AirVenture because there's usually a really good show special. Personally, I use the Phillips Oil because it's what's recommended by Continental for my engine. And it's usually, I'm going to say $10 a case less, roughly, for the oil. The case is usually, I want to say it's about $65, and they charge $55 at the show. And you don't have to pay for shipping, and it's just generally a good deal. So with no show going on this year, we decided that I reached out to the local Phillips distributor, because I still had the sales sheet from last year, and it's from the local Phillips distributor, the Heartland Lubricants in Sparta, Wisconsin. And I called them and I asked, are you guys doing a show special? We're not having a show. What's going on? And they had a couple of meetings about it, and eventually they came back and said, yes, we'll do the same price as last year for anything you want to come pick up in Sparta. Luckily, Fort McCoy is just down the road from the distributor, so it was easy. So I told them, okay, well, can you guys drop the oil off at the airport? So because there's, I didn't really want to get in a loaner car at the airport and drive down there and bump into a bunch of people, that kind of thing. And they said that's fine. So I sent a few messages out to people in the area who usually buy oil with us or use the same oil, and we ended up ordering, I believe it was 12 cases of quarts and 4 cases of gallons. So a case of gallons has 4 gallons of oil, and a case of quarts has 12 quarts of oil. So you do the math. There was a lot of oil. And I asked them, just like drop it off at the airport and I will come get it. And what you're probably asking yourself now is, did I come get 16 cases of oil and put them in my airplane and fly them back? Well, no, not exactly. I don't think I could fit 16 cases of oil. Well, I know I couldn't fit 16 cases of oil on that airplane, and I definitely don't have the CG and probably don't have the useful load to carry all that oil. But between 57 Tango and 9 Victor, we do. So I talked to Sam, and Sam offered to, because they also use the same oil, he also offered to fly out there, and we would split the oil between the airplanes and load up and fly them home. So nobody do the math on what this actually costs in airplane fuel to go pick up the oil. This is not what this is about. And I don't want to hear it in the comments. So we flew out. I flew out a little earlier. Sam had a couple of meetings, so I just parked and started moving the cases of oil around. They were on the other side of the airport. And you'll notice here that I keep coming back and forth. And that's me putting a case of oil in the plane and then walking all the way back, putting another case in the plane, walking all the way back. I believe I have 3 or 4 cases that ended up in this airplane, and you'll see a picture of that. I did remove the seat, the passenger seat, to have a little bit more space and to be able to help with CG and put one of the cases strapped down where the passenger goes. I did strap this all down, so don't worry about loads shifting. And Sam shows up momentarily. You'll see the airplane land. Well, and there's me with my 4 cases of oil flying back. I think I had 4 cases of quarts. And in the 172, we fit a lot more oil. It's a 4-seat airplane, so there's a lot more space, and the CG is, the CG of the airplane is set up to be able to have people in the back. This is what the CG looked like in my airplane. It's pretty far back, but it's not outside of CG, it's inside the envelope. We double-checked and triple-checked the CG for both airplanes to make sure that we were safely within envelope and no issues. And it was a fun adventure. So you see 570, you can notice how rear heavy it is, right? It's high on the nose. So we just fuel him up, and then we get ready and start heading back to Madison. You've probably heard me say I'll take any excuse to go flying. And this was a pretty good excuse to go fly. Look at how rear heavy it is. It's ridiculous. This is still in CG for 5-7 Tango. I promise. We checked this 3 times because we didn't want to have any issues. But yes, it does look fairly heavily loaded. But anyway, any excuse to go flying, and this was a pretty good one, right? I mean, I wanted to go fly anyway, and I might as well go pick up some oil, because why not? The lady who sold us the oil over the phone at Heartland Lubricants was very amused by the idea of you're buying how many cases of oil and you're flying here to pick them up. But it was all in good fun for everybody. So I redistributed the oil. I kept the case of gallons because I tend to use gallons, and I also already had a couple of cases of quarts. It'll probably take me 2 years to go through those 4 cases of gallons is my bet. But it doesn't go bad, right? I mean, I believe Phillips tells us that we can have the oil on the shelf for 5 years before they would like the oil to get retested. And I'll easily go through 4 cases of gallons in 5 years. I'll definitely go through it in 2 years. So here we go, flying back from Sparta, Fort McCoy, which is it's a mixed civilian military airport. You'll notice we taxi to the civilian side of the airport, which has a couple little buildings. It has a helicopter base for a med flight unit. I believe it's UW med flight over there. Maybe not. And we also taxied past, if you saw when we were taxiing to the runway, we taxied past the military side of things. I don't know what kind of aircraft they have there. On my way there was a Black Hawk that was in the pattern there or at one of the other military bases nearby. There's Volk is not far, and there's another one right between the two, which I don't know which one it is. But anyway, so we flew home and unloaded all that oil and distributed it to everybody who had quote unquote ordered oil. And I need to chase down the people who still owe me money on that. I know where you live. Or I know where your airplanes are. But anyway, so thanks for joining us on this fun little adventure, and more videos to come. I'll see you guys later.